Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome out to Fort Zumwalt West High School for today's G.A.C. Game of the Week, featuring the visiting Francis Howell Vikings versus the home team, Fort Zumwalt West Jaguars. And as always, I'm joined by my broadcast partner, Mitchy the Kid, Mitch Thomas from the Hitting Zone. What's going on, Mitch?
How you doing, sir?
I think we got a dandy.
You know, you said Game of the Week. Could this be like a Game of the Year candidate?
Could be.
I mean, it's not a state championship game, but, I mean, my gosh.
We may be looking at District 4 championship game again.
Yep.
I mean, there's going to be some other teams that want to have a say in that.
Of course, and they can all do it.
And Howell Central, I think, is playing well enough. Howell Central's beat both these teams.
Yep, Timberland's beat both these teams. Troy's competed well with both these teams, so
yeah.
I'm telling you, man. But I mean, we're talking about a 23-7 and a 22-9 team.
I got them at the top of the YBM rankings, 1 and 2. I got West at 1, Howell at 2, and I think these are two of the top teams in the state. Yesterday we were at Liberty North, saw Staley versus Liberty North, a dandy of a game, 2-0 ball game. Staley wins that. I'm expecting a lot of the same here today, Mitch.
Yeah, last time they played, or early in the season, they played to a 4-3 win by the Jaguars. I'm expecting that game to be the same late in the season.
Absolutely. So let's kick it off here. Get over there, Drew. Let's get a talk. We had a chance to talk with, as always, Coach Perkins to kick this off. Drew, roll the tape. Folks, we're here with head coach Tony Perkins, Francis Howell Vikings. Coach, you've been hit with some injuries.
Yep. Life goes on.
Yes, it does. We talked about, heard about Leo, then I just was talking with Jackson Vaughn. Caught a little problem with his shoulder. You're having to make some adjustments here.
Yeah, you got to, but it just gives an opportunity for somebody else to step up and do the job.
Absolutely. Pitching has been on point for you guys this year. Alex Bryan going again today. Talk about his season, Coach.
He's just been steady Eddie, man. He just throws strikes and gets it done, and we play defense behind him. We got a chance, and that's, nobody better up there today than him.
Absolutely. Runs have been at a premium this year. I think the pitching has been pretty dominant. Up and down your lineup, missing some of your big guys. What do you expect from the bottom half of your lineup there?
Putting the ball in place. It's the same guy we've seen. We've seen him already, so that helps us. And plus, the teams we've been playing, we ain't missing too many people's aces. So we're seeing great pitching all year, so it's not going to wow us by any means. But, if we put the ball in play, we got a chance.
There you go. And, Coach, this is important, too. And I understand conference play, but to me, and I said this to Coach Goff, the G.A.C. South is basically the district.
Yeah.
And so this really goes to seeding as well, correct?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, yeah, for sure, because everybody we play in the conference is in our district, so that's what it is. And that's when you get out state, their districts, their conference isn't as important to them, so they save all their guys for the weekend. So if I go to Columbia Rockbridge, I'm seeing Rockbridge's best guy, I'm seeing Nix's best guy, I'm seeing some really good pitching, so that's okay. And Brian and Curtis hasn't thrown on a weekend all year, so they're playing, throwing Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So that's the way it goes.
There you go. I like it. Coach, good luck to you today.
Thank you, sir.
We appreciate Coach Perkins for taking the time. He's dealing with some injuries. Humbert's out. Now Jackson Vaughn's out. It'll be interesting to see how these guys step up to replace those guys, Mitch.
Yeah, once again we talk about depth in rosters, and this is part of being the luxury of being in a big school, big program. You have depth. We saw the other day when we were at Carshield with this group, I think they had 28 guys on the roster, something crazy. So it's the next man up.
There you go. We had a chance to talk with Coach Goff as well. Drew, let's go ahead and roll that tape. All right, folks, big game today. We're out here at Fort Zumwalt West High School, and we have Coach Eric Goff with us, the Jaguars, Coach. It always seems right here. Here we are again.
Here we are again.
Howell, right?
Yeah. That's the way we like it. Obviously you got to tip your cap to Howell Central because they control their own destiny right now, and they played some good baseball in conference this season, and we're trying to scratch and claw and get our chances to get back in it any way we can today. So, Howell's right there. They control their own destiny. They've done the right things this year, and we're just trying to get one today, and maybe get back in the race and see what happens up there at Troy today. So.
And the interesting thing I think about this game more than anything else is now you're talking about the conference has so much to do with the seeding of the districts.
Right. Yeah, because our district is literally the G.A.C. South plus 2. So, I'm sure that the conference standings are going to come into play in the conversations when we have our seeding meeting towards the end of next week. And so every game here towards the end of the season is a big one. So because you want to put yourself in the best position to get the highest seed that you can going into districts.
Absolutely. Well, we saw Mr. Sullivan last Wednesday. He looked really good. I'm sure you're expecting the same thing out of that young man.
Yeah, he was sharp. He's really done a good job settling in. We're hoping he comes out of the gate hot today. And really, for him, it's been a couple of his starts in conference in particular have been a little bit longer pitch counts in the first couple innings, then he settled in and dominated. So we're looking for him to come out with a lot of confidence today and hopefully settle in real early. Keep his pitch counts down, be efficient, just make the Vikings put the ball in play and let our defense work. So we love our defense. We've kind of hung our hat on that all year. Let's throw strikes and let's play defense. And if they're going to get us, let's make them beat us. So we've done a pretty good job of that this year. That's what we got to do today because Howell's the kind of team that's going to put pressure on you and try to take advantage of any mistake you make.
You're getting a lot of production out of the bottom part of your lineup. I mean, last times we've seen it, they're pitching around system a lot.
Yep.
Which is giving these guys opportunity. Kowick hit the bomb, Landon Young.
Right.
Without a great play, he's got another double.
Right.
Those guys have been hitting the ball well.
Yeah, we've had some guys kind of step into those roles late in the year. We've like any high school coach in the country, you move around the pieces and you try to catch that guy who gets hot. And when somebody gets hot, you just you ride it. So we're hoping that we get a couple guys that keep it going today, and we'd love to see a couple guys kind of catch fire as we head into the stretch run here.
There you go, folks. Coach Eric Goff, Coach, always a pleasure.
Oh, we love having you. Appreciate you guys being out here as always, and thank you for everything you do for high school baseball.
Mitch, this Zumwalt West team hangs their hat on defense, and they got the guys up the middle. Alagna going to third. Carter Perry and System in the middle of this defense. They make plays. They just make plays.
We were hopefully everybody got a chance to tune in last week, and we saw the play up the middle that Titus Sissel made and that Nolan Sism made. That's a senior versus a sophomore. It was two phenomenal plays up the middle. I'm expecting this game, there's not going to be too many free bases, whether it's pitching or errors on defense. I've been trying to look at those stats, and West doesn't have theirs up there, but Howell has only 21 errors on the year.
Wow.
31 games played, so they've had some clean games. It's a little windy, and the wind's blowing in, so, that might have some havoc on the defenders. But ground balls, I don't see him making it through the infield.
No. And this sky's going to be a little tough with pop flies. Am I right, Coach? Yeah, Coach Perkins right over here. We're in the pregame show, Coach. You're not interrupting. We were just talking about the fly balls. Going to be a little havoc.
That's a start. Just
hope
a
they
hope.
Catch them.
Just a hope.
Folks, let's get to some starting lineups first for the Francis Howell Vikings. Leading off and playing shortstop is number 1, Titus Sissel. In the 2-hole, playing second base, number 5, Brady Tanner. In the 3-hole, at third base, number 12, Matt Rouser. In the 4-hole, in left field, number 19, Braden Ray. In the 5-hole, behind the plate, number 3, Colin Lovelady. And in the 6-hole, in right field, number 21, Brennan Wibbenmeyer. In the 7-hole, playing first base, I didn't get his number, Owen Lorigan. In the 8-hole, 21, thank you, it's number 21, thank you. In the 8-hole, the DH, number 14, Schaefer Karatic. In the 9-hole, playing center field, number 15, Garrett Puckett. And on the mound for the Francis Howell Vikings is Alex Bryan. Mitch, Alex Bryan's been pitching well all season, hasn't he?
Man, I every time I look at these numbers, I'm just like, I think, wow.
Yeah.
And that just goes to show every one of these ball games are close, and so it's going to be who makes the fewest mistakes today.
For the Fort Zumwalt West Jaguars, leading off, playing third base, number 4, Nick Alagna. In the 2-hole, in left field, number 6, Brant Deverman. In the 3-hole, at shortstop, number 9, Nolan Sissom. In the 4-hole, at second base, number 1, Carter Perry. In the 5-hole, playing first base, number 21, Landon Young. In the 6-hole, number 16, the DH, Logan Kowick. In the 7-hole, center field, number 34, Nolan Whiteside. In the 8-hole, number 22, playing behind the plate, Brant Deal. And in the 9-hole, playing right field, number 3, Michael Wolf. And on the mound today for the Jaguars, Tanner Sullivan, which we got to see him. He was pretty nails, Mitch.
He was pretty good. He's I'm looking at his league numbers. He's 3-1 in conference play. Man, what a heck of a matchup we got in front of us today.
I'm looking forward to this, and as always, the Blues are out, ready to go here for today. We're getting the starting lineups announced out here by the public address announcer. Geez, Mitch, you know what? It's becoming one of our favorite places. We're out here at old Zumwalt West. It's like our 5th time out here.
Call it home. Call it our second home.
I'll tell you.
Well,
it is our backyard. I'm just right over there.
Yep, I'm just right the other way. I'm a little west of here, so this is an easy drive for me to get to. But there's a reason why we're here, though. We're highlighting a premier program in the state of Missouri, and they play a tough schedule. Yep. They put themselves in positions where they bring up teams from the south, the west side of the state, and so in the south side of the state. So we got to give them the respect for trying to challenge themselves every year.
And the tough thing is it's a choice. And today on the other side, just down the road here on Mexico, is the Fort Zumwalt East Lions taking on the Fort Zumwalt South Bulldogs in another dandy. So I mean, you got two big time games going on here in the G.A.C, Mitch.
Especially the last series of the year.
Yeah.
For this G.A.C conference. Well, all 3 conferences, it's the last week of play for them, and so this has a lot of writing on the line for everybody.
Absolutely. East needs to. South has been dominating in the conference. I think East needs to get a win, at least split, to kind of give them a little momentum going into district play, because this is going to matter when you start talking seeding. Just like we talked about here, you're talking about not only the conference, but you're talking about district seeding with these games, Mitch.
Yeah, because it's who do you want to face, And I think about, just because you're a bottom seed in your district doesn't mean that you don't have a guy that can absolutely throw a gem at you. And that's what I love about all 3 of these G.A.C conferences, is that they have somebody to compete. So game number 1 for districts is huge.
Yeah.
Because if you're 1 versus 8, do you want to face, Troy's number 1 guy, or
do you
whatever.
want to face Howell Central, who's been this young team playing well,
motivated,
getting a lot of confidence, and so we've seen that over the last few weeks. So I think these are important games, and like I said, conference-wise and seeding-wise for districts, because what are we, 2 weeks? About 2-3 weeks from district play?
I think so. I think next week is the last weekend of the series. I mean, they have 31 games, so they can only play 5 more.
Right.
So I think it's this week and next week, because I think they can only play a max of 36 regular season games.
That's correct. So here we are. We're heading to it, and I'm excited about it. We were able to travel to Kansas City. It's been quite the whirlwind, man. Sunday, we're sitting at Liberty North High School talking with 3 premier coaches in the state, with Coach Ryan Stiegel from Liberty North, Coach Kirk Bragg from Liberty, and Coach Tim McElliott from Blue Springs. It was a great conversation. I encourage you to go check out that podcast and the conversation we had with these coaches. And then the game yesterday, it was a dandy. Earl Beck from Staley pitched a gem, 7 innings, complete game shutout. it was impressive.
I didn't get a chance to watch that game. I actually had to work for once.
Once? Or maybe twice?
Well, I don't know, my real job. I don't even know if you call it a real job, but I caught a little bit of it, of the replay or, YouTube or whatever. I'm not sure. I guess it's a replay. So I enjoyed the first few innings I got a chance to watch.
So we'll be right back after the national anthem. All right, here we go.
All I got to say is if you're an infielder, do not give up on the baseball today, because when that wind gets to blowing, it is pushing straight back into the plate.
Sullivan on the mound getting his warm-up pitches. Sissel on deck there waiting to take the box. Mitch, we've been talking a lot about roster sizes and stuff, and we've had those conversations. You look at these, look at how many people in the dugout over here for West. Guys, we talk about this all the time. If you're a 14-year-old baseball player, remember, you're preparing yourself to compete at the highest level around this area when you're talking about the G.A.C. South, the G.A.C. Central, and the G.A.C. North. You got to go compete.
You have to, and having bigger rosters at 13, 14 especially, starting to grow them. You may not need to go to like 14, 15, but maybe that's a 13 number, or
I agree.
If you're carrying 12, maybe you go to 14 to have that experience. But it's needed to learn how to compete, and again, it only helps the team in general.
A good youth coach, Steve Mayer. We've had the conversation, a good friend of yours.
Yep.
He's got his squad. I was looking through some 10U rosters for the upcoming event, Cinco de Mayo. And I'm looking at the roster sizes from these 10U because there's it's a big time.
12.
Yeah, he's got 12.
Yep.
I like that number at 10U.
Well, it helps because if there's a guy that's banged up, he has somebody else that he can replace him with and not ask a guest player to come on board.
I like it. So the MLB draft prospect here, Mitch, this young man has been invited to the MLB draft combine, and that's big time stuff, bro.
It's right off the bat, you got West fans getting it to him. You don't want to give a guy an extra motivation by calling this young dude overrated.
No, because he is definitely not overrated. But that's rivalry week, baby.
Oh yeah, that's you gotta love it.
Ground ball to Perry, nice hop. Out number one. It's interesting that Coach put him at the top of the order here, trying to maybe get him some looks. Just walking, right?
I would. Going back to Titus, I just pulled up his league stats, hitting 400 in league. And this young man here in Brady Tanner here, Another guy in conference play that has produced. He's hitting .316 on the year, but getting on base almost 50% of the time.
Ball one, ground ball back up the middle. Perry can't glove it. And so Tanner's on base with an E. If they give you a base, you got to take advantage of it because you're not going to see a lot.
Yep, and you have to here. But this is a guy that he's got to do whatever he can do to get in the scoring position.
Matt Rouser, the third baseman. Tanner, not a big lead over there, Mitch.
And that may be designed with all the lefties that Howell has. You know, you may want to keep that area open. You're creating a larger gap there between the 3-4. If he takes off and happens to steal second, could take that little line drive away.
Long look, he steps off. Want to get the sign again.
Yeah, whatever Howell has to do here to get him into scoring position. This young man's got 21 ribbies on the year. One of the tops on the team.
Fouled off. 0-2 to Rouser.
I want to start seeing the off speed mixed in and like the changeups to see what they do kind of with the wind pushing the baseball. Is it going to create the baseball to get a little flat, or are we going to have extra movement? I'd like to see kind of some what the off speed is going to look like by both arms today.
Runner goes in, deal, safe. So the stolen base by Tanner. That's a pretty good throw, Mitch.
Well, he didn't have a big lead, and he didn't have a walking lead. He stole that bag.
Yes, he did. Curveball grounded off the glove of Young and into shallow right field.
He slipped.
A little bobble. Howell's on the board first.
That was key. Getting him in the scoring position. That was a big stolen base there for Brady Tanner.
The single. Did Wolf slip out there? Is that what you said, Mitch?
The right fielder slipped on trying to get that throw into the plate.
Ball one. Braden Ray, the left fielder. It's loud out here, Mitch.
You talk about being packed. There are fans standing on top of fans here, and they're letting them have it.
This is a great atmosphere for high school baseball. And we got time. No pitch.
No pitch. This is a big spot for this young man.
What's going on here?
Yeah, Ray's only had 15 at-bats on the plate appearances on the season, and he's hitting
ground ball past Alagna into left field, and he's trying for third, and he's out. Nice job out there by Brant Deverman to get to that ball and cuts down Rouser trying to extend to third base.
That's a big-time mistake.
Catcher, number 3, Colin Lovelady.
That play's in front of you. You do not need anybody in the park telling you what to do when that play's in front of you as a base runner. Huge mistake by Francis Howell.
So this single
single, and he is going to advance to second base on the throwing. Brian caught a bug in the throat, so he's got to go clear it. It happens. Strike one on Colin Lovelady.
Curveball, grounded foul, 0-2.
You're seeing it just a hair that every time that wind blows, it's kind of picking that curveball up and just causing it to kind of just float there. It's not cut, it's not sharp through the wind.
I think that's a big out there at third base, Mitch.
Massive. It might be second and third in this situation because he was going to third base the whole way, so it's either first and second or second and third. And I think with the play running in front of you, I don't think you can make that mistake there.
That's outside.
It looked like he had a little hesitation.
This has got some tense, boy, because the coaches are already – that was off the plate. It's a good call by the Blue.
It was over by us, Brian.
It
way off
was.
the plate.
I mean, I like that. I don't think Blue needs to call that on the chalk.
No.
It's got to cross the plate to be a strike. And here's the thing. I love what West did right there, put a little pressure on the Blue, but that's where the Blue's got to trust what he sees and know, hey, I'm calling the game right.
Yep.
It's the intimidation factor, Mitch. Fastball.
Well, I mean, that's what we have to do as coaches. We don't get a chance to compete between the lines, and so we can compete in that dugout. We can make sure that we're getting the best out of our players. So that's just a thing. He's just getting fired up for his dudes.
Yeah.
I don't think it has anything to do with ill intentions towards the umpire. It's just getting.
That's their job.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. And
That's the way
where
we can help.
the umpire has to stay within himself, keep working, right? Curveball outside. So a full count after Lovelady was down 0-2.
We'll find out. I didn't. Good piece. Way to
Ball's
spoil.
hit. Foul. That dugout's fired up.
You gotta love kids.
So Ray back to second. 3-2 is the count. Lovelady working hard in here. It's a good AB. This good battle here. Sullivan early trying to keep that to one run on the board. That'd be big.
I think so.
It's outside, ball 4.
Number 21, right fielder, Brendan Wibbenmeyer.
Wibbenmeyer having a good year.
Oh yeah, and I like this in this situation, which it's interesting how he constructed his lineup today. And you're seeing like RBI opportunities where guys are getting on runs. This young man's hitting 300 on a year, over 300, has an over 400 on base percentage, 21 ribbies.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And so to hit in this part of the lineup here,
And he's a Missouri S&T commit, so you get that.
he's going to be an engineer.
Yeah.
There's only one reason you go to S&T. He's a smart one then.
Oh, ball gets away, and a late jump by Ray, but he still gets to the base. I think Deal kind of nonchalanted that.
He did. He made an assumption there. I think if he may not be able to hear it because Howell's dugout is loud, but
yeah,
if you're West or you're an infielder, you have got to scream. They had a chance.
Yeah, I think so too, because Ray, that was a full second. Strike. So 1-1 to Wibbenmeyer. Off the end of the bat, fair, and that is
nice job.
The end of the inning. Howell gets one. Jaguars coming up. Guys, talk to us about legacy. What has it been? How has it helped you continue to grow as players?
It's been really good. Practices are very structured, and the facility's really nice. We can get in there and get swings whenever we need, and it's overall pretty nice.
Legacy Performance Academy is a unique sports facility that encompasses strength training, speed and agility training, pitching lessons, hitting lessons, fielding and catcher training, a recovery room with focus on injury prevention, and youth developmental and elite high school baseball teams. Contact Legacy Performance Academy at 636-579-7346 or at stllpa.com.
Well, that ended up being a crucial situation there for Hal running into that out at second base, or third base, excuse me. They almost got lucky and kind of squirted one through. That was, to me, looked like a foul ball there on that last one. Lagna sticking with it and making the umpires make a decision. That was a good heads-up, heady IQ play by Lagna over there.
Leading off for the Jags, number 4, third baseman Nick Lagna.
Leading off for the Jaguars. And so Alagna takes ball one here to lead off this inning, and it's just going to get near as loud on the other side here for this Jaguar squad. So 1-1. Alex Bryant, oh, good fastball, Mitch, up in the zone.
And he's got it. He's got some tools. I'm excited about this young man. The first time I got a chance to see him on a bump.
I saw him pitch last year in the district championship game, and a ground ball to second baseman. Out number 1.
Make it routine, bud.
That is Brady Tanner. Hey, wasn't that the same? I'm a little deja vu here, Mitch.
How we started last inning? What are you going with?
That's what happened. So are we going to see a lot of the same thing here?
Oh, yeah. I mean, especially if this is going to be his MO today, is to work up in the zone.
Brant Deverman, strike 1.
And he's already showing that that's where he's going to try to pitch most of today, it looks like.
Fisted foul back out of play. 0-2. Bryant's fastball has got some zip here, Mitch.
Oh,
We'll see if we can get a radar lock on him.
88.
88
on a bump. Did you see that slider?
It was nasty.
That slider he just threw, that one cut the wind, buddy.
Up in the zone. So he's got some heat today. Woo! Deverman staying alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Curveball's off the plate. I like that. He's not going way down. It's already 1-0 Troy Buchanan over Howell Central. Fisted again, foul down out of play. We're going to work very hard to keep those scores up to speed, aren't we, Mitch?
We are. I'm trying to pay attention and work through these things, and the
I can tell.
The sun is hot.
Yeah.
It's on the phones, and so I'm trying to put my phone in the shade so I can see.
We'll just look at the inning here. We'll come back.
We'll work on it.
Oh, good pitch. Come back inside. I love that, Mitch.
Yeah, I think he was sitting slider there.
Number 9, Nolan Sissa.
I like the sequencing of this.
I want to see more high school pitchers pitch inside. I think that's a loss. We see that in high school so much, Mitch.
I don't know where we come up with the let's throw 80% of the game away. I think you have to demand respect as a pitcher, else these hitters just go up there and feel free, and we don't want to give opportunities. You have to pitch inside.
There it is right there. So outside, back inside with the off speed.
I think the first pitch was a changeup.
This is Nolan Sissom, the shortstop, and that's low.
I don't think he's thrown a fastball here. I think it's been changeup, a curveball, changeup.
And that hit him. And that's been Sissom. We've seen him a few times here, and he has not gotten much to hit.
They don't, and you could see it in league play that he's hitting 300 on the year, but he's got 20 at bats out of 28 plate appearances. So they're putting him on. They don't want him to beat him.
Right. So that brings up Carter Perry, the second baseman. Fastball off the plate.
In league play, Carter's kind of struggling a little bit, who is protecting Sissom today, and he's struggling in league play. He's only hitting 208 for league play in the G.A.C. South.
I like that. Blue is not giving that too far off the plate. There it is. Now, that's a competitive pitch right there, Mitch.
Those are the ones I like, sir. I don't like the ones that are 6 inches. Yeah, because
right.
it doesn't help. I don't think it helps.
That's competitive to the hitter and to the pitcher. That's outside, and
That's
a
a
late
delay.
break, and caught Lovelady a little bit by surprise. Sissom takes second base.
You don't see that often, especially with a guy that's got tools like that. They don't typically delay. They just take off, and that was a really nice delayed steal. Caught your shortstop off.
2 balls and 1 strike, and a big swing and a miss by Perry.
It's a big pitch right here.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And that ball is singled into right center field, and around to score is Sissom on the 2-out RBI from Carter Perry.
That's big. We saw it last half inning, the stolen base. That stolen base was key because that's just a blue base hit there. And it's happened 2 innings in a row, or each half inning for each team.
So West comes back in the bottom half of the inning, ties it up here. Perry at first, and comes up Landon Young, who he had a big day last Wednesday when we saw him hit one off the wall.
Yep.
Unfortunately, the young freshman made a nice play on that.
There was some nice plays in that game on defense. Landon, I'm going to the conference games just because of how big, important this conference is this young man's got some really nice on-base numbers, hitting 333 on a season, 4 extra base hits, Brian.
Outside, ball 1. That wind is blowing stiff right in from center field, Mitch.
Yeah, and you got to think about this. We talked about it before the game started. It was about the free pass.
Yeah.
Howell was able to score their run on an error. They were able to score a run on a hit by pitch.
It's outside.
And then they manufactured with the 2-out base hit here, and then the base hit last inning for Howell. That's baseball, right? In a nutshell.
Yeah.
No free passes.
Brian, fastball hit into shallow center field, and it drops. Young with another 2-out single, and we've got first and second 2 outs, and brings up Logan Kowick now. With the wind blowing in like it is, I don't see it, but Kowick went big fly at Carshield Field.
Yep, and he actually is one of the leading hitters for Fort Zumwalt West in league play, and he's hitting 429, Brian, with a 600 on base percentage.
Big spot.
And I think if you're Howell here, you might want to say, hey, you're going to have to beat me deep. The wind's blowing in. It's very strong. That ball got knocked down, I think, by the wind, allowed that base hit to drop.
And I saw Coach Sissel bringing the center fielder in just a moment ago.
Yeah, but look at your left fielder.
He might be a little deep.
A little
right?
deep. Ball hit down the line, that's a...
They are not playing him to pull. Everybody's shaded to right field. Ooh. Big hack, Mitch.
Well, you better hit it the other way.
That's a big hack. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Kowick.
It's going to be hard to park a baseball that's pulled to left field.
Hit the home run. You might have to hit it to right field to get it out of the park today. Curveball. Outstanding pitch by Brian to get out of the inning, but not before the Jags tied up. We're going to the top of the second inning. Score tied 1-1.
What better feeling than watching your son or daughter pitch their best game, catch the game-winning out, or crush a stand-up double? That comes with talent and long hours of hard work that got them there. That's exactly where Legacy Performance Academy comes in, matching the hours of work, drive, and dedication to help your athlete build a legacy that lasts. Contact Legacy Performance Academy at 636-579-7346, located at 633 Goddard Avenue in Chesterfield, Missouri.
Well, that was an interesting first inning there. We saw an error that was made on defense, which is uncharacteristic by Fort Zumwalt West. Led to a run, big hit there, and then a hit by pitch on an 0-2 count, stolen base, then allowed that run to score. So kind of give some updates on what's going on in the area. We have the Fort Zumwalt South Bulldogs are up 1-0 on Fort Zumwalt East. Francis Howell versus Troy. Troy looks up like they're up 2-0. And we have a 1-1 ball game here. And I'm going to go get you some more scores.
Sweet. Mitch is on top of it. I love it. All right, leading off for the Howell Vikings, it's going to be Owen Larrigan. Schaefer Craddock on deck, and Garrett Puckett will be the 3 Sullivan will be facing here in the top half of this second inning. That's strike 1. Sullivan comes right out of the dugout, throwing strikes.
We saw that last week, him pumping strikes, and he will compete like that. He will get in there.
Fastball grounded to the second baseman, Perry. Out number 1.
You going to say it again? We're going to go back with the deja vu here?
Mr. Rupp.
Designated
Mr. Rupp.
Number 14, Schaefer Craddock.
So Sullivan, we've seen on the gun here, hitting the low 80s here. Mitch. Strike 1 here to Schaefer Craddock.
Low 80s place, Brian. People think that we always got to throw 88 plus. It takes a special kind of player to get there.
He's looking down. Ball's up in the zone.
Yep, so he's about 81, 82 on the day.
1-1. Trying to get Mr. Jeter Rupp's attention over there. Kind of chat us up.
He's about 82.
He's about 82. It's off the plate. I like it.
We've seen so far in the first 2 innings that's going to be tough to get that call.
Yeah, it is. I like where Blues. I think he's got a good zone, working hard here.
Small adjustments. Aim small, miss small, right?
2-2.
I like that by Sullivan there. He just missed on that outside corner. The catcher might have looked behind and said, hey, what do I got? Move that ball in just a little bit.
Curveball grounded back to Sullivan. Off his glove. Recovers and makes the play.
It's a little PFP.
Out number 2, and that's going to bring up Garrett Puckett.
You're seeing a lot of young men get an opportunity that haven't gotten a lot with the injuries that we talked about prior to the show. Get opportunities here in a big conference play game.
Late swing by Puckett. He might have been thinking off speed.
No, I mean,
well, you know, I'm helping the young man out.
That is a true definition of sword.
One and one.
Well, don't throw the old thumbs up, Mr. Sullivan. That was a good pitch, but the umpire has been good. I call
Yeah,
it.
that's
I
where
call
you
it.
wanted it.
I call it the thumbs up, Brian.
Yeah.
You know when the shoulder shrugs happen.
With the shoulder shrug? Nah, don't do that to the blue. Ground ball past the third baseman.
Oh, wheels.
Oh, and he's hustling in, and it is a hustle double for Garrett Puckett here with 2 outs, bringing up Titus Sissel.
Number 1, shortstop Titus Sissel.
That ate up Alogna over there, and you don't see that very much, Mitch.
No, that's the thing. I mean, he did leave his feet just a little bit because it was hit hard to the third base side of Alogna. And I think it took a little dirty hop right there at the end, and it just checked up on him, ate him up pretty good.
When you hit the ball hard, things happen, right?
Things happen.
So Titus Sissel takes strike 1.
You can definitely tell with these 2 pitchers that we have here today how they're going to attack the best hitters for each team.
So far, it's been off speed.
A lot of stuff that's off speed.
Time is called. And I think that's where you see how good a player is, making the adjustments. Can they be patient? What are they looking for and understanding that?
Yeah, because you always got to, what's given to you, right? So if a guy's going to give you a cookie, you make him pay.
Fastball and lined into left field, and here comes Puckett to score, and a double. No, Sissel is out, trying to hustle that in. Cut off. Nice play by West, but not before Puckett scores on the RBI single from Sissel. We're going to the bottom of the second inning, 2-1 Vikings. Guys, talk to us about legacy. What has it been? How has it helped you continue to grow as players?
I feel like they've been helping my knowledge in baseball advance from where it was last year, and helping me know my swing and know my mechanics better than I could anywhere else.
Legacy Performance Academy is a unique sports facility that encompasses strength training, speed and agility training, fielding and catcher training, pitching lessons, hitting lessons, a recovery room with focus on injury prevention, and youth developmental and elite high school baseball teams. Contact Legacy Performance Academy at 636-579-7346 or at stllpa.com.
Well, that's uncharacteristic, Brian, seeing 2 base running mistakes there by Hal. I think that, I like the hustle, but that plays in front of you. You got to see that kind of stuff.
And, I like the aggression. I understand it. This run did score, and, you got to make a perfect throw, and West did, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you still got to make the defense play, right? And it's a nice little – and that's why we practice cuts and relays. So for anybody that thinks it's boring, that's the reason right there, is because of that situation and knowing what you're doing.
Nolan Whiteside
That
swings one foul and then takes a ball on the outer half.
With Puckett's speed, that was an easy run scored, and so Titus needs to know that too on his behalf.
And that's a ball up and out.
I was checking scores again, Brian. I'd see Timberland is up on Francis Howell North 3-0 in the top of 3 at Timberland.
Another ball. 3-1 to the leadoff here. Whiteside followed by Brant Deal, the catcher, and Michael Wolf, the freshman, who's been playing very well for this squad. So a leadoff walk, Mitch, and those free bases.
Can't do it. We saw it last inning. Can't do it.
This is where you need your defense to really step up. And look at, here we go, starting away. We know the bunt's coming. Rouser's in at third. Oh, trying to push it to first base.
Yeah, I think that's the automatic side. But there was a little miscommunication because their second baseman didn't move, so they just communicated that, though. That's a really nice job by the first baseman, recognizing the second baseman wasn't moving over, making sure they have the right play call.
So a little communication here. Everybody's looks like they're square here, Mitch.
It's a good lead.
Throw over. He's back in safely.
Brand on the season is just hitting 111. He's only got 20 plate appearances for the Jaguars. So this is a big opportunity to move him over.
Another throw over.
Do you like the Major League rules? Because after you throw over twice, you either have to pick them. And if you don't pick them, it's like a free bag or whatever it is. The rule is. Do you like that?
And bunt foul.
Don't break your foot, bud. That's my favorite. Slam the bat against your foot after you just missed 2 bunts.
So it's an 0-2 count. Will he have him bunt again here, Mitch?
No.
Don't think so? Takes it off? No. But he pulls back. No, I think Coach Goff is like that.
I mean, there's a lot that goes into play with this. The young man's hitting 111 on a season. So you might look at odds and
he's not their catcher. Feisty is out today with some allergies. And there it is. Lovelady up. Makes the play. And with 2 strikes, he gets the job done, Mitch.
that's big time because I know Coach was over there after the first 2 misses. He's probably over there thinking, what the heck? And to get that down, that's pretty big. You saw him come down and make sure he gave a little love to his to Beal.
Absolutely. That's bold move. We have the freshman Michael Wolf, who has been hitting very well here for this. What's he been in conference here, Mitch?
All right, let me get some conference numbers for you.
Well, and into right field, not enough time.
Out
number 1. Or out number 2, excuse me.
Oh, yeah, not enough time, sir. But he was hitting .318 prior to that at bat.
So he flies out to right field, brings up Nicolagna, runner at second, Whiteside. Back to the top of the order. Man, there's some real deja vu stuff going on here, Mitch. It's the same thing. And it is hit deep into center field back. That caught him for a minute. That carried.
Yeah,
Nicolagna got that, but the out's made. We're going to the top of the 3rd inning. Score 2-1 Vikings.
What better feeling than watching your son or daughter pitch their best game, catch the game-winning out, or crush a stand-up double? That comes with talent and long hours of hard work that got them there. That's exactly where Legacy Performance Academy comes in, matching the hours of work, drive, and dedication to help your athlete build a legacy that lasts. Contact Legacy Performance Academy at 636-579-7346, located at 633 Goddard Avenue in Chesterfield, Missouri.
Well, Brian, there's a lot happening today that feels similar like you talked about, the little deja vu stuff. It seems like every opportunity, it's like lead off the inning, ground ball, second base, bloop hit or whatever, stolen bases. And we're seeing that, and then they get out of the inning. And here we are, feels like that at least.
There's a game I'm watching here, keeping an eye on, is that Branson Pirates versus Willard. That game right there, that has implications for that district down there. And Branson's been playing well. We're talking about the state. We're covering the G.A.C., but it's 0-0 right now, Mitch. And so that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out.
I don't know much about Branson. I know a lot about Willard because they're obviously maybe one of the bigger schools' names down there. So I know a little bit more about Willard than I do about Branson.
Yeah.
And I was able to pull up Webster Grove's game.
Oh,
so
yeah?
So Webster Groves is up 1-0 on Oakville in the bottom of the 1.
There you go. And then the other big one, Mitch, we're talking is SLU playing Parkway South.
Yep.
Parkway South's been playing some good baseball recently.
Yep, and I think SLU's on top of the MCC or whatever, isn't that correct?
Yes, they are. So a lot of great baseball going on right now in and around the state, in and around the area. And we got Brady Tanner leading off here for the Vikings in this top of the 3rd inning. Takes ball 1.
Yeah, and he reached his first at bat, he reached on an error, and that free pass allowed him to score by stealing second base, and that's manufacturing runs, which these two teams are really good at.
Fastball popped into right or left center field. Center fielder over, Whiteside under it, makes the catch. Man, I couldn't see that one off the bat.
Number 12, third baseman, Matt Ryan.
I had my head down, so I didn't see it either. But I will tell you one thing. I can't imagine if the wind was blowing out on some of these baseballs that have been hit. I feel like when that ball gets up there, it's been knocked down like that ball Alagna hit, just kept going.
Yeah.
I didn't think he pieced it that well, but he clearly did.
Matt Rouser, who singled in the first run of the game, takes ball one. Ball two.
And he pieced that baseball, too, that he hit earlier, because the first baseman for West had made a really nice effort on that play.
Absolutely.
Just come off the end of his glove, and that's sometimes why you don't take those bases with a lefty hitter up. You try to keep that gap open, so maybe there is a first or third situation where he gets the base hit. You don't know in your situation, because there's times I got speed on the bases. I won't steal them because I know my lefty's going to pull a baseball.
Grounded to Alagna, short hop, nice play. Out number two.
Show it off, young man.
That's something you look at Alagna. He's not a big kid, but man, he's got a good arm.
Yeah. He definitely makes the best of it.
That ball had a little mustard on that.
St. Charles Community College is getting a good one. I think they got lucky with this, with that, because I think he has the potential.
And that's lined into left field for a 2-out single by Braden Ray. Man, we've seen all kinds of 2-out hits here today, Mitch.
Yeah, they don't mean nothing when there's nobody on in front of them. So.
Well, it's what's happened afterwards.
Yep, you got to get this guy out here.
That's it. And so that brings up Colin Lovelady, the catcher who walked and was stranded at second base. Takes a strike on the outside corner. Throw over. Ray wasn't far enough off the base.
Yeah, looking at numbers again, I doubt he's going to go anywhere, but you never know. Might put a little pressure on him.
Curveball outside.
He's got some happy feet over there at first as a first base runner, so if that catcher can flash the glove quick enough, they snap throw, they might get him off balance.
1-1 the count. 2 outs. Fastball. Strike two. You can see why Lovelady is catching, too. I mean, he's got a huge arm, Mitch. We've seen him closing games early in the season. That ball just rolled over. Sissom. Oh, makes it look
Did
easy.
you hear what the stand said?
No.
Wrong guy.
And we're going to the bottom of the third inning, score 2-1 Vikings. Guys, talk to us about legacy. What has it been? How has it helped you continue to grow as players?
It's helped me a lot coming from a AA team. So 2 years ago, it's really helped me a lot and grow and just know my knowledge.
Legacy Performance Academy is a unique sports facility that encompasses strength training, speed and agility training, fielding and catcher training, pitching lessons, hitting lessons, a recovery room with focus on injury prevention, and youth developmental and elite high school baseball teams. Contact Legacy Performance Academy at 636-579-7346 or at stllpa.com.
Checking in on some scores, Brian. It looks like the Liberty-Staley matchup has already played. That game is complete with Liberty beating Staley 3-0 today.
The Blue Jays are quietly putting together a good season. They're a young team, but Coach Bragg has that team playing well. And, I mean, they're going to be tough in districts. Because you're there with Liberty North. I think Staley's in that district. Again, it's going to be tough.
That's what it is you're getting done with these games. You know, you're like done with conference. Well, guess what happens 10 days later? Hey, welcome to district play. Let's do it again. Let's roll it back.
So leading off for the Jaguars, taking a strike is Brant Deverman. He didn't quite like that call.
That happens.
Curveball popped up on the infield. Under it is the first baseman, Larrigan, making the catch for out number 1.
I like to see that by the pitcher going over there with the vacated bag trying to cover that up.
Sissom with the bases empty. This is how you want to see Nolan Sissom if you're the opposing pitcher.
That's how I do.
With an out, right? Fastball, strike 1.
I will tell you, sometimes we talk about some of the antics that goes on in the dugout and stands.
Ground ball to the shortstop, Sissel. Up with it. Knew he had to get to that ball and get it off quickly, knowing Sissom can run. That's a great play there by the shortstop, Sissel.
Yep, those are the two guys you don't want to hit it to today because they can play. That's 2 quick outs, Brian. He needs this quick inning.
Yeah, because he's had some bigger pitches, bigger pitch counts, and a line drive at the center fielder for out number 3. And that's a quick inning for Alex Bryan, and ends the third. And we're going to the top of the 4th inning with the score 2-1. Vikings.
What better feeling than watching your son or daughter pitch their best game, catch the game-winning out, or crush a stand-up double? That comes with talent and long hours of hard work that got them there. That's exactly where Legacy Performance Academy comes in, matching the hours of work, drive, and dedication to help your athlete build a legacy that lasts. Contact Legacy Performance Academy at 636-579-7346, located out of 633 Goddard Avenue in Chesterfield, Missouri.
You talk about key moments in the game for pitchers. That might have been it. The first couple innings, he's gave up a few free bases. They scratched a few hits together, but right there, 7 pitches maybe he gets out of that inning real quick. That's going to play for the length of how long this young man stays in a game.
That's the shortest half inning we've seen. I mean, this game's moving along pretty good, and we've had some action early in this game. But like you said, that plays in Brian's favor. Let's see if Sullivan can return the favor here and get his team back in the dugout quickly.
Quick update, Brian. Parkway South is up 5-0 on SLU.
Woo!
Top 3. So that's big for Parkway South, and I'm trying to get Parkway West now.
Wow. That. Man. All right, here we go. Leading off the top of the 4th, Brennan Wibbenmeyer, followed by Owen Larrigan and Schaefer Craddock, the DH. Curveball fouled back out of play.
Just that inning happened quick, so I didn't get to really talk about it. But we kind of, in the past we've been seeing some of the games where the kids kind of get on each other a little bit. I like the way that they're attacking each other today.
Yeah.
With a little bit of fun in the in-between stuff, the back and forth between the dugouts I like because it's chirpy but not bad.
Right.
And I like a good chirp. I just don't like obnoxious chirping.
1-1.
And both schools are known for that.
Absolutely. That ball's in the dirt. 2-1. Nice pitch there by Sullivan. Big spot there. Didn't want to get 3-1 in this count to Wibbenmeyer. Gets it back to 2-2. Three and two. See, I don't know what the crying, dying cat is coming from.
Yeah,
the
as soon as it always happens. As soon as you talk about annoying stuff, and then guess what happens? Here we go.
And that ball is popped going down the left field line, foul.
You could see that ball start to change as soon as it got up into that wind. It just took off to the left field corner.
And it
Foul.
had that spin on it anyway.
Yeah, with the lefty hitter up. Something that we seen today that we didn't see last time Sullivan was on the bump. He doesn't have a real good feel for his off speed today.
I agree. He's been good with his fastball. He's still been able to locate his fastball. And that's low. We've seen a few of those, or not. That's his second base on balls in the game. So no outs. Brings up Larrigan and the bunt. Strike one.
That's a first. Started shaking his right hand like something was wrong with it. I was like, it's definitely, like when you make a mistake and you look at the glove.
Yeah, exactly.
He looked at his right hand like it made a mistake. What do you think about that pink bat?
Hey, whatever works.
I like it.
Popped up. Deal makes the catch. Nice play.
That is one way to get into a coach's doghouse. Whatever you do, don't pop it up. Whatever you do.
So let's see if he has Craddock trying to bunt here and move the runner over with one out. Be interesting to see if it stays on here, Mitch.
I thought maybe they would, just because of the fact that trying to get this, get a runner in scoring position with two outs. Now we have opportunities. Puckett already pulled a baseball down the line and a hard hit ball. So I thought they might bunt there.
Maybe just showing early. No. Curveball. That's a good off speed right there. 1-1.
I think it was a good timing of one. I felt like it was a little bit of a hanger. When you looked at the batter's face, he gave the, because he knew that was the one.
Runner goes, throw down, offline, and another stolen base here for the Vikings.
Catcher's got a good arm. The exchange on it's a little slow, but the catcher's got a nice little hose.
So Wibbenmeyer with the stolen base gets into scoring position. Craddock, 2-1, head in the count. That wind is kicking. Curveball. 2-2.
Coach is over there giving signs and nobody's looking at him. Batter wasn't looking at him. Base runner's not looking at him. He's over there flashing signs.
Three-two.
I guess nothing's on.
He's the second baseman was looking
that time,
but Craddock was not. You got to get the signs.
If you're gonna flash them.
Fastball grounded off the fist, sits him up. Out number 2, gets the runner to third base.
Anyway, you got to move him anyway. I think this is a big AB for Puckett right here. You got 2 down, You're the ninth man up for your team, or ninth in the lineup, I should say. And this young man does not want to get to Sissel with runners on. So I'm thinking dead red fastball early in this at-bat if I'm Puckett.
Throws him the wrinkle.
Yeah, I like that, though. That one was up, Brian, and that's the one that if you're going to swing at, that's the one you want to swing at, is that curveball up in the zone.
Just enough to keep him off the barrel.
Yeah, I mean, he was committed to a fastball. You could tell that's why he's out there, out front that much.
Another wrinkle. Sits him to his left. Oh, what a play by the shortstop, Nolan Sissom. Flashing the arm,
folks.
Mitch.
That's a sophomore.
Folks, we're going to the bottom of the fourth inning. Score 2-1 Vikings.
Legacy Performance Academy is a unique sports facility that encompasses strength training, speed and agility training, pitching lessons, hitting lessons, fielding and catcher training, a recovery room with focus on injury prevention, and youth developmental and elite high school baseball teams. Contact Redder or Legacy Performance Academy at 636-579-7346 or at stllpa.com.
Checking some scores, Brian. I was looking around, and I got the Parkway West. Forgot the mascot there. I should know that. They're in Baldwin, but they're up 3-1 on Summit. And we saw that Summit team a week ago or so, 2 weeks ago, and that's a good team over there.
Yes,
and Parkway West is up 3-1 in the top of the third.
There's another district opportunity right there between, two St. Louis, suburban St. Louis conference guys, You're talking about conference play, talking about district play. So a lot of good baseball, those are some really good matchups, high-level matchups, Mitch.
It's the Longhorns, by the way.
Yes, it is.
Can't believe I forgot that.
Landon Young fouls the first pitch back out of play.
I think that was a hanging slider.
Strike one. Almost hit the scorekeeper. She got up quickly. Fastball hit into right center field. That's traveling away, and Wibbenmeyer over to make the catch for out number one.
I like that. Look at the flag. That ball is I like all around that play right there, the IQ, everything. That ball is running away from the center fielder and right into the right fielder, and the right fielder took charge there, and that ball in the gap. I really like that play because everybody talks about center fielder overriding.
Not there.
Not
right?
there. That ball was tailing right to that right fielder. Love
Absolutely.
that. Love that communication.
Logan Kowick hits a ball foul back out of play. Strike one. Goes upstairs. A little off speed, it looked like upstairs, Mitch.
Well, he spun a little slider up there, and I think he's missed it twice because it's
popped into the infield here. It's moving him in. Sissel underneath it. Out number two.
I think that, Brian, that's the third slider I've seen this inning him throw, and it's been flat. So if they start to notice that and he keeps spinning that slider up there, they need to take advantage of that hanging pitch because that ball's got to be destroyed.
Whiteside. So Brian trying to strike one, come back out with another 1-2-3 here, Mitch. Whiteside walked his first time bat, was stranded at second base. 1-1. Misses in. 2-1. Foul back out of play. 2-2. Brian is one of those guys I like as a pitcher. He gets the ball, gets the sign, and goes. I mean, he just is.
I'm telling you, he does not have a feel for that slider right now.
It's been up.
Yeah, the wrong guy is going to make him pay for that. He's going to have to find that pitch here.
3-2. Fastball's in. Whiteside draws the 2-out walk.
Catcher 22, Brant Deal.
So big spot here, Mitch. Deal, the runner's on. Let's see if Brian, I mean, he was cruising through the first. I shouldn't say cruising. That's wrong. Take strike one. I hate to do that because I don't ever think a pitcher's cruising, right? They're dealing.
Depends what kind of arm you got, I think. That's a good slider. Even though it was off the plate, I like the location and the break of that pitch, the spin of that pitch. That was good. That one that's up in the zone, though, they have got to make him pay for that, and he's gotten lucky twice this inning on that pitch. You gonna run? I thought maybe Goff would send him here with 2 outs, and maybe that's a good, you know, Beal, like we talked about earlier, Beal is only hitting 100 on a year. So
Deal takes time here with 2 strikes.
maybe you let him swing it out because he's had a tough year, so you maybe don't want to have him lead off if he does get thrown out.
Two and two. Whiteside off at first. 2 outs. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Bryant finishes off Deal with the fastball. We're going to top half of the 5th inning, score 2-1 Vikings.
REP has a full marketing team focused on the micro business owner and entrepreneur. Digital marketing at a professional level should be accessible and affordable to the micro business community. Our team is here to provide that for your business. Contact Red Earth Productions at 636-400-3199, located out of O'Fallon, Missouri.
Brian, usually what we call that is a little Louisiana, a little bayou.
I always thought it was Blue Bayou.
Louisiana's the Blue Bayou?
The Blue Bayou.
Well, either way, that was by him. So we could call it what you want.
Brian cranked up the fastball there. Got him to chase out of the zone. And that's where, as you said, Mitch, early in this, his off speed has been suspect. But that fastball that he has, upper 80s, can get you out of some trouble.
And it is a good fastball. And when that slider's working for him, it is good.
Yeah.
But he's been spinning to the last 2 innings, so it doesn't have a real feel for it. And the ball that he pulled real hard on the outside corner here, I will say that ball had some tight spin to it. But it's the one that he's trying to throw for a strike that's getting flat and it's just spinning. He's getting on the side of the baseball there. He's not finishing that pitch. So he needs to do a better job there if he wants to continue in this ball game.
Leading off this inning, back to the top of the order for the Vikings, Titus Sissel, who has singled, got an RBI. It's 1 for 2. Take strike 1.
I love it. I do. I love it, Brian.
Rivalries,
baby.
baby.
It's awesome. The West Jaguars are saying it, calling them overrated. And they're cheering it. It's one deep voice, too. It's not everybody will pitch in. It's just one that's brave enough.
Yeah. Maybe you don't want to poke the bear, Mitch.
Well, I wouldn't, because this young man's got elite speed and good bat-to-ball skills. So I don't want to motivate the best player on the opposite team.
No. Sullivan has thrown 2 good breaking pitches there to start this at-bat. Can he do it again? Fastball, fisted. Sissom jumps, makes the catch. Nice play there by his opposite number.
Second baseman, number 6.
They've picked on each other a little bit, and both of them made nice plays against each other. I think that play was a little bit tougher than it kind of led to with that wind. He thought maybe he was going to get beat, and last minute he just kind of jumped. That play actually was, I think, a little better than he made it look, because he made it look routine.
Brady Tanner lines one into left field, outmade by Deverman. Again, that was tailing. There you go.
I love that ability to communicate there, or just even understand the situations and what's happening. Lefty hitter up, going opposite field. It's going to the left field line anyways.
Matt Rouser, he's 1 for 2.
This is big right here for Sullivan. I think he needs to go out there and compete big time in the strike zone, see if he can get him to swing and have his own short inning.
Shaking off. He just might not want to throw a pitch yet. Make him wait. Make him think. What do we got?
I'm thinking this is coming from the dugout, but I'm not sure. Curveball. Nope, heater.
After all that, that's where I think you shake off like that, and then you throw a pitch. Come on, baby, mate, throw a strike.
Well, well, you know me, man. I'm like, if you're going to shake me that better many times, and you want to throw your own pitch, you better execute it.
Right? I agree. That was, I think, the pitch he was trying to throw right there. And you back it up, get the strike, and there you are, 1-1.
And I think here, as a competitor, 1-1 here, I think this pitch that you throw, you got to double it up no matter what. So if you throw a fastball here, you got to throw 2.
Throws the off speed again, 2-1.
I think he needs to throw it, because right now as a hitter, he's probably sitting dead red for heater because it's a count.
Come
Just
back
throw the
inside
curveball
with that fastball. There it is, and the ground ball to Perry. And that ends the inning, and he did get a quick inning, Mitch.
Much needed.
We're going to the bottom of the 5th inning, score 2-1 Vikings.
Who has time to create a video or digital marketing plan when you're busy running your micro or small business?
Ooh.
Time is precious, and what we offer as a video production and digital marketing company is our service, studio, and creative skill. Identify your brand on any platform. Contact Red Earth Productions at 636-400-3199, located out of O'Fallon, Missouri.
Well, let's go talk about that pitch sequencing, because obviously we had 2 different thought processes going in there, Brian. I thought that's where you back up. If you missed that 1-1 and he threw the curveball, I thought he should have thrown it again to keep him off pace. As a hitter, because I'm coming from the hitter side now versus the pitching side, I cannot miss a fastball there in a fastball count.
Right.
And he did. He executed the pitch well enough.
He got it in enough.
Yep. But
right?
if I'm a hitter, I'm hitting this over to the football field, which is 350 feet foul, real far foul. But that's the kind of approach that I'm having there is I cannot get beat on the fastball there. I'm selling out. In a fastball count, I'm ahead. It's my situation. I can't take a lazy swing. You got 2 outs on you. You got to get in scoring position. I'd have loved to see him trying to launch that baseball.
There you go.
Leading off for the Jags right fielder, number 3, Michael Wolf.
So the freshman, Wolf, who's having a real – let's see what where's he at in the conference?
Yeah,
here,
conference play that I have right now, he's actually hitting .318 for this team and is actually one of the top guys in RBIs. He leads the team with 7 as a freshman.
That's impressive.
Yep, he's a guy that I've put on my list as guys to watch over the next 3.5 years.
Takes ball 1 and was trying to get time, lifts it into right field. Webenmeyer kind of having to adjust with the wind, but makes the catch.
Yeah, Wolf was a little upset because he didn't get the time out there, but, when he called it, it wasn't the umpire's fault. You know what I mean? He could have chose not to swing at that pitch. He didn't have to. You know what I mean? So having a little sense of confidence, awareness would have been all right. You don't need to chirp the umpire for a mistake he made, because he called that timeout late.
Yes, indeed. Alagna now, top of the order, takes strike 1. And off the end of the bat, Sissel up, throws. Heck of a play by the shortstop, Sissel. We got a glove fest over at shortstop, man.
Are we going Rawlings or are we going Wilsons?
I don't know. It's just a glove, baby.
Oh, it's more than just a glove, man. You think it's one of them 44 customs? That's a Rawlings. That's Rawlings that Sissel's wearing.
It's just some good glove work. These guys are showing it off today. 2 outs and a line drive over the head of Rouser, and here goes Deverman into second base, and the throw not in time. So the hustle double again by Deverman gets the tying run at second base with Nolan Sissom up.
They're intentionally walking Sissom here. Coach Perkins come out of the dugout to walk him, put him on.
I guarantee you they're going to put him on. Yeah.
This is the kind of respect that this young man has garnered around the league. He's just a sophomore, but we have seen him be intentionally walked, I think, 4 times now, Brian, on the year. And it's amazing that a sophomore has that kind of respect. And listen, he gets that double, and then he's like, base is open. I'm not going to let your best player beat me.
Right, exactly. And it's baseball. That's what you do. But Carter Perry has the RBI single. Or excuse me, has the run scored on the walk. So, big spot here.
Yeah, he's not. Carter has struggled in league play. He's only hitting around 200, but overall he's hitting 315 coming into this game. And again, there's another guy with 21 ribbies, and he's protecting Nolan Sissom. That's a task. You could see the approach against him. He's trying to spin that curveball up here. He's going to say, you're not going to beat me on a fastball. But I think if I'm the young man on the bump, I'm like, Coach, call that fastball for me because I got a good one. Throw
2 balls and 1 strike. There it is, up and in.
For me as a competitor, I just hate getting beat on some off speed when I got a good heater. You know what I mean? If you got a good upper 80s, mid 80s fastball, that's what I'm losing on.
2 on, 2 out, 3-1 count, and a walk. That's bad.
That's missed.
So 3-2. It's in a big spot, too.
We might have one of them get tossed.
And we're going to the top of the 6th inning. Score 2-1 Vikings.
Digital marketing is about cultivating a brand-conscious customer or consumer. However, you cannot cultivate this mindset or relationship without being conscious of your own brand or how someone might relate to it. Training, support, and development have allowed us to be the right digital marketing team for your micro business. Contact Red Earth Productions at 636-400-3199, located out of O'Fallon, Missouri.
Well, Brian, that was an early Christmas present, sir. Yeah? Christmas in May? Or no, it's April 30th. That was April Fool's maybe. I don't know. We got that's a tough one.
That is a tough one.
But you know what? That was only the second strike.
It was.
You know.
It was. And he chased up for the last one. But in a spot like that, this is where, as an official, you miss calls, and every official has, but that was in a big spot. And it was. And it's tough. And that's where those things, and I would say to that, never mind.
You would say to the opposing dugout to
temper.
Yep, keep it between the metal over there.
Temper.
Yeah.
Because you got a gift. Spun that one up, fouled back out of play. Strike one.
And you should be thankful for the gift is what you were saying, correct?
I think you should. I think you should. Just be thankful.
Anytime I get a freebie, I'm going to tell you thanks.
Yeah. Braden Ray leading off this inning takes strike two. Braden Ray is 2 for 2 today, but he's been stranded on the bases both times.
He's making the best of his opportunities, Brian. He hasn't had a lot of them up until this point. But this young man, for Ray, is make the best of them today.
Couldn't get him to chase on the curveball in the dirt. It's ball one.
I got to ask, because you're an old-fashioned guy, and so we've had very few catchers back in our days. The Tony Peñas, the Benty Santiagos, the whole one leg kicked out kind of thing wasn't really big when we were watching baseball. What do you think about the movement in catching?
You know, with the situation as is, with nobody on, in this scenario, I don't have a problem with it.
Just in general. Do you like it, or because I have mixed emotions?
I think it's situational. I don't, at the high school level especially, I don't like it with runners on. And you see it, and that ball is grounded foul down the first base line. And you're seeing it with runners on because they see it at the big league level. You see it at college. And you have to be awfully athletic, awfully good to be able to block and do and pick and all of that, Mitch. You know what catching is.
Yep, and I just think about the amount of missed locations.
Another one spoiled by Ray.
I don't think he's seen a fastball in Ace AB.
He has not.
He's seen one straight pitch, which was a changeup, but he's seen nothing but off speed here.
1-2 still. This game has moved along, Mitch. These pitchers have been good today. Good enough.
I like that. So we talk about being competitive in your strike zone. That's the one that I think that could help him throw that slider now and get him.
Right. Time again. There he went back to it, just couldn't, competitive enough.
Not
there.
competitive. See, so why waste it? Why waste that pitch? Because now you put yourself in a hole where you have to back it up again with the slider. If you don't, a heater's coming, you got to sit on it.
3-2. Fastball off the leg of Sullivan and into left field. Sullivan says, I'm okay. I love that. He's tough.
Yeah, he's a big boy. I didn't realize it, but when we interviewed him the other day on last Wednesday, he walked in there. I was like, man, he's much bigger than I thought that he was sitting where we were at.
Right?
And yeah, I was like, wow, that's a big kid.
So the leadoff single.
I think we got a pinch runner.
Colin Lovelady, we're going to get you the pinch runner here. Getting a little more speed on the bag.
Yeah, I can't see it, so.
Not yet. You guys
16?
see it down there, who the runner is at third or first, guys?
I think he said 16. Mason Bogard.
Mason Bogard. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Public Address Announcer. We appreciate you.
So much easier to say PA guy.
I like going full bore, Mitch.
I'm expecting him to move here. He's got 10 stolen bases on the year, Brian, so.
He's been struggling with his off speed, trying to get that curveball to work, and it's been off the plate. He's missed a lot with it, Mitch.
He's just pulling that baseball. We have another Nat. We got 2-0 here on Lovelady. Sullivan laboring just a little bit. a little bit of frustration on the side of the Jaguars here. You're seeing it in the dugout, and you're seeing it on the mound. We got a visit by head coach Golf coming out to talk to his pitcher. I'm not sure if it's one of those things where he's going to wait till as long as he can to make sure the plate umpire goes out and talks to him. You can see it. It's a long visit by Golf. One of these things usually is when you have these kinds of conversations with your pitcher, you're wanting the plate umpire, who has been a little rough on the last half inning towards their side, to come out and talk to him. Kind of meet him halfway. There you go. Usually that's what the play is by your coaching staff. It's something I do all the time. Yep, they're looking. This happened in a minor league baseball game, I think this past week, where the head coach had gone out there and it was like a minute and a half, 2 minutes long of a visit, waiting on the plate umpire so they can come out there and chirp him.
Well, you can tell Coach Goff is not pleased. I mean, with the home plate umpire.
Yep, he's chirping a little bit, trying to look, and the umpire won't give the time.
Coach is trying to keep him in the game here.
This is, as a coach, I love it, Brian, because that's where I get a chance to compete and fight for my guys, or in moments like that. I like what Golf did there.
Strike one.
If I'm Hal, though, I'm giving the green light there, buddy.
Right?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, because, I mean, it's always after the mound visit, right? You end up pumping a strike that's about 80% effort.
Ground ball, Alagna goes second, out. Double play.
Defense.
That's Zumwalt West baseball right there, Mitch.
Defense, baby. You got to love defense.
The 5-4-3 double play going the long way.
That is the pitcher's best friend, sir. That's what
amen to that.
Refer to. I am really shocked that maybe Perkins wants that back, but I'm shocked he didn't steal him. He's 10 for 11 on the year in stolen bases in his few opportunities. I'm shocked he didn't go.
Wibbenmeyer shows the bunt, gets called the strike
on the attempt.
Okay. It's outside. 1-1.
Here's where sometimes it gets a little too much. If you continue to chirp, all of a sudden that umpire might get a little tighter in the zone. You just kind of have to accept it sometimes. Throw a competitive pitch and let these guys get themselves out.
But see, and that's what's tough about these types of games, these close games, when an umpire, it was questionable. I mean, missed a call there. Now
just missed the one though.
Yeah, and that's it. At this point, settle in, let your team get back into playing ball. You've made your point, and I respect Coach Goff for making his point. And a nice one hop. And honestly, I do. I respect Coach Goff for making his point. I think Perkins would have done the same thing. That's what a coach should do. You got to protect your players.
Yep.
Now you just got to settle in and let your guys get this one back in. Did a great job. We're going to the bottom of the sixth inning, score 2-1 Vikings.
REP has a full marketing team focused on the micro business owner and entrepreneur. Digital marketing at a professional level should be accessible and affordable to the micro business community. Our team is here to provide that for your business. Contact Red Earth Productions at 636-400-3199, located out of O'Fallon, Missouri.
Well, that's one way to get it done, is pitch around some of the calls that may have not gone your way. That was a big-time double play. I was a little shocked, as I was saying in there before that inning ended. That Perkins didn't run a man. It's got some stolen bases. Again, this is when games are won and lost. You go back and you look at it, you're like, man, I probably should have sent them. But This is why we play. We have emotions on everybody's behalf, whether it's coaches or players. There's always emotions and decisions to be made.
All right, leading off the bottom of the 6th inning is Landon Young, takes ball 1. I think it's going to get pretty loud over in that Jaguar dugout. 1-1.
I mean, we're talking about 6 outs, Brian.
Yeah.
So
it's hard to do.
It's hard to do.
The pressure gets big. Good discipline there. Didn't chase that off speed. That's a hard pitch to lay off of there. Fastball misses. 3-1. Three balls, 2 strikes to Landon Young. Brian trying to work his way back. Fastball fouled back out of play. Man, when you got the big heater, here you go. See if you can hit it.
That noise was my heater, sir.
There it is again. Hit into right field. Wibbenmeyer over, makes the catch.
You
Just
talk about
in foul
scouting
territory.
reports. Holy smokes. He couldn't have played him better. I thought he would have been maybe over there. I thought that ball was going to get down.
Logan Kowick now. Kowick has struck out and popped out to the shortstop. 0 for 2. Takes a ball outside. Fastball up into the wind in center field. 2 steps and the out made.
Barely had to move.
Number 34, center fielder, Nolan Whiteside.
Garrett Puckett got some speed out there, Mitch. Having to replace Leo Humbert in that spot, that's tough.
Not easy to do.
Brings up Nolan Whiteside. Takes ball 1. Ball 2.
There's some things that have changed a little bit. First 5 innings was solid.
2 balls and a strike. Foul tipped into the glove. Little change up there, Mitch.
I actually like that pitch from him, the way that it really runs. It's on a horizontal run versus some
Fastball into right field for a 2-out single.
That's a soft liner, sir, but it's a line drive in the book.
So that's the 3rd time Whiteside's been on base. He's walked twice. Now a single. Brings up. Here's Kyle Feisty, the normal catcher, batting for Brant Deal. Here's a big spot.
Big spot.
I heard early he had an allergic reaction. His allergies flared up. His eyes swole up. And so it's why he didn't start today. So it looks like he is feeling much better.
Well, usually some Benadryl will help.
Amen to
I
that.
mean, you're dealing with it right now with all this
the
dirt
dust.
blowing into our face. I take about 48 different kinds of allergy medicine, so.
But it's a big spot right here coming in off the bench. Take strike 1.
Hey, and Kyle's hitting 318. He's got, 7 hits on a year. He's got an RBI.
Oh, chase that. Little too aggressive.
Yeah, it's always tough to come into this spot as a pinch hitter. You've been watching the game, but, coming into this spot's tough with a guy like this. Runner
goes. It's a ball. Throw down. Not in time. So Whiteside with the stolen base. There have been some close plays down there.
I didn't think he really had a shot at him, but he made it close.
Takes the
a good
ball.
take. That's a pitch he overswung at just a minute ago. That's a good take. I'd almost throw it again.
So it's 2-2. Runner goes, and no throw. And it's 3-2. Fastball. He just reared back and threw it by him. Out number 3. We're going to the top of the 7th inning. Score 2-1 Howell.
Who has time to create a video or digital marketing plan when you're busy running your micro or small business? Time is precious, and what we offer as a video production and digital marketing company is our service, studio, and creative skill. Identify your brand on any platform. Contact Red Earth Productions at 636-400-3199, located out of O'Fallon, Missouri.
Brian, we've had the luxury this year of being able to watch some really good baseball games, and we got a gem of a game here, 2-1 going into the top of 7. Give you a little bit of updates on some games today. Fort Zumwalt South is up 3-0 on East. Willard is up 2-0 on Branson. I did not get a chance to check the Parkway South game. Timberland's still up 5-0 on Francis Howell North. So there's a few games I was able to get to you while we were in between there, so I'm going to try to get the rest of them for you. But again, some good ball games late and games that are winnable still for all the teams playing against each other.
I tell you, Mitch, that team Parkway South, they might be somebody to deal with when it comes. They got 2 guys, Sullivan, Kellenbrink, on the bump. Kid today that started, I can't remember. I'd have to look. I saw it earlier. I got to get his name. But man, if you got some depth there pitching wise, they score runs, and they're beating some really good teams right now. They've got a pretty good win streak going. I like this Parkway South team right now. Coach Matt Brown over there.
Yep. I mean, that's the thing about this conference. It's like it seems like there's some teams able to retool that, maybe a year ago they were 500, so they kind of went under the radar, and you didn't give them much credit, but you didn't realize they were young. So one thing we don't get to see is when we see these rosters, we have to take a few extra steps to see the year they are. And if a coach doesn't put that out there, we have no idea if last year they were a bunch of sophomores and juniors, where this year they're a bunch of experience with juniors and seniors. I think that goes a long ways, and you're seeing that with senior-led teams.
So Sullivan back out for the 7th, and we have Owen Larrigan, the first baseman, at the plate. Ball 1. Followed by Schaefer Craddock and Garrett Puckett. The Vikings hanging on to this 2-1 lead since the 2nd inning. 1-1. Line foul out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Larrigan. A little late on the fastball.
80 still plays, Brian.
Sporting the hot pink bat.
80's always going to play when you can keep them off balance and pump strikes.
And that's lined through the hole past the diving Nicolagna for a leadoff single here from Larrigan.
I think it's tough when you get. We got a courtesy runner too, number 7 for Hal.
Pinch runner,
sorry, Max Gunther.
Get a little more speed on the bases here.
Pinch runner for the Vikings, number 7, Max Gunther.
He's ran.
So I'm thinking we're going to see a bunt here, Mitch.
I'm thinking bunt and runs. See if the
Yep.
moving parts happen. See if they can catch the catcher sleeping.
So I get a throw over, right?
Or two.
And the pitch, doesn't show the bunt. Here we got the sign. Wanted to see what they would do. He didn't show it right away. So he takes the pitch, ball 1 to Craddock. There it is. Oh, and it's way foul, out of play.
Sack bunt situations. Ball is up, leave it up.
Amen. Yeah, leave it there.
If a coach chews you out about it, then tell him, hey, coach, the ball was up in the zone. What am I going to do with that besides pop it up?
Oh, he misses.
Oh, that's bad.
Oh, and he's out. Misses the bunt. Coach is about to throw his hat. Got too far away. Got to make sure it gets down first.
Have to.
And so that's strike 2. And the 2-3 for out number 1 clears the bases. So Gunther off the base paths. And strike 3 as Craddock goes down looking.
That could change the dynamic of a game.
So Sullivan, that's a quick 1-2 outs right there. Nice play. That's feisty back behind the plate there, Mitch.
Yeah,
And
being heads up as a catcher.
He threw a strike down there.
You know, making that last out, you come back and be a little frustrated, not paying attention, not focused. You know, if he's not paying attention there, he doesn't make that play.
Puckett, who has doubled and scored the second run, takes strike 1. He's 1-1. Talking players of the game here, Mitch.
Well, we're going to, let's get there.
Well, we're here. Boy, that was a big cut by Puckett. Strike 2. 2 outs. Sissel on deck. And that's grounded foul down the third base line.
But right now, Brian, I know that we gave it to him last week, but Sullivan's really done a good job of keeping West in this game.
Yeah.
And it has been the bright side for West to me today, and I think he still struggled, with maybe some of the command issues early.
Oh, he went.
But he's been ultra competitive. And right now, depending on what happens here in the bottom half of the 7th, he is my guy for West. And the opposing pitcher is my guy for Howell.
Yeah.
There's nobody. I mean, I'm not going to give it to a guy that's got an RBI on a 2-out blue pip.
All right.
I'm going to give it to the guy that has been able to keep him in there and make big pitches. You can give it to the defensive plays if you want to do it again that Nolan Sism has made up the middle.
Sissel has the if it stays like this, you have Brian, you have Sissel with the game-winning RBI in the second inning.
Yep.
I know he got tossed there, but he's had a good game, shortstop. Same things, here we face it.
Yeah, again, it's for me, it's like the defensive side of things then, and both of the shortstops have been great up the middle. They've been as advertised. So you can argue that because some of those defensive plays have allowed them to stay in the game, but, right now it's for me, I think it's the pitchers.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind giving it to a defensive guy.
Yeah, Sissom played very well there.
I mean, even if you
not
give
pitching to the kid.
Nope, and so that's why you can't. I mean, you almost have to give it to him because of defense.
He's made a couple of great plays out there to kept him in the game.
Yep.
I like Sissel there as well with the game-winning RBI.
Yep, and his good defense.
And his defense.
But that play up the middle allowed. If that play doesn't get made up the middle by Sism, they would have scored another run.
So Wolf here, we got the bottom plus Wolf, and then top of the lineup. So Michael Wolf fouls the first one back for strike 1.
This is where I don't want young kids complaining about hitting ninth.
Oh, didn't get the bat down.
Because you think about this, even though he's hitting ninth in the lineup, his numbers, aren't a 9-hitter numbers.
Absolutely.
So the 9, just because he's a 9-hitter, this ain't nothing light.
So he's got to really battle here. Strike. That was a great pitch by Alex Bryan.
Third baseman Nick Lagna.
So Wolf kind of got discombobulated. He's had a couple of bad breaks. Didn't get the timeout called, and it just kind of, I think, creeped into the freshman's head.
Yeah, but he's a freshman, so, hey, give it to him. We got 3 ducks coming our way, Brian, right here.
There you go.
Yep, quack, quack.
Here's a Lagna.
We got to get him. We got to give a shout-out to our team.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you do it because you know everybody's name.
Yes, we got our crack engineer team giving you all the pictures. And we got the fence messed up again. So I'm going to get to a picture here in just a second. Big swing and a miss. Mitch, take it away.
Take it away. Crack engineers Lauren and Drew Klutz. They're not my immediate family. They are like family. So thank you guys for everything that you do for us and allowed me to join this journey with you. It's been awesome. I'm their redheaded stepchild, Drew says. And I fit the bill.
Oh, and he chased out of the zone and the strikeout.
Number 6 left fielder Grant Everman.
I feel like I just want to start singing It's a Hard Knock Life.
So the last opportunity here for West.
It's a hard knock life.
Who is 1 for 3 today. Got the double, was stranded on the bases. Takes ball.
I tell you what, this young man on the bump right now is feeling it.
And that ball is up in the zone. 2-0.
The way that he's working, the pace that he's working, he's like, hey, here, hit it.
And that ball is hit into right field, right at Wibbermeyer. And that ends the game. Fort Zumwalt West finishes that at bat, and Howell Vikings win the game 2-1. I'm going to let my counterpart here take it away, finish the game. We'll get our post-game interviews up on social media for you. The final, Howell Vikings 2, Zumwalt West Jaguars 1.
Brian, that was a heck of a game that we got a chance to watch today. Great pitching duel by 2 young men that were as advertised. Definitely well-played game. One of the best games that we've seen this year as far as the score goes, as far as the defense goes. Not a whole lot of offense today, but we kind of expected that with the arms that were on the bump. 2-1, Howell at Jaguars. Jaguars go to Howell tomorrow and play 4:15 to wrap up the series finale here, and then they will that will wrap up conference play for the G.A.C. South for both these 2 teams, and then they have 1 week and then districts. So that's our last G.A.C. game of the week, I believe, correct? Yep, last G.A.C. game of the week for all 3 conferences. But we have a next one is next Tuesday. It's CBC Jackson, correct? CBC Jackson, and that's at Jackson that will have us next week. So thanks for all